Hello! For the second time today, I am live with the most incredible bunch of women for International Women's Day. We were on here for about 40 minutes earlier, and the topic of conversation was just fantastic. And I just love getting to know all these amazing ladies. So I am Stacey from the Business Success Network and Magazine. If you don't know me by now, I think you've been living under a rock if you've been watching this channel. But it's not about me today. It never is about me. It's always about my guests. And I am very, very excited to bring these guests in with you. I can hear my dogs currently barking and going ballistic. And this is what always happens in the studio. Either Mr. C walks in, the dogs escape, or something goes crackers. So I'm going to try and block all that out. And we're just going to bring in our first guest today, which is Rachel. Hi, Rachel. How are you?
I'm fabulous. Thank you, Stacey.
Oh,
Fabulous. How about yourself?
I'm good. I am so pleased to have you here. It's the first time you've been in the Business Success Studio, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and it's great to be here. And I actually left the back door open so that Missy didn't bark and could just let herself out.
Do you know what? I'm slightly scared because if my dogs get into the alley, that's it. They've done a runner because they're just not very well. They won't care that I'll have to go chasing them. So, tell us a bit about you, Rachel. Tell us a bit about your business and where can people find you?
So I'm Rachel Chiverton, otherwise known as the Focus Guru, and I help people get back control of their time. I do this through group Power Hour sessions, and you can find all about those at thepowerhour.co.uk.
Amazing. So, have you got any idea about who nominated you? Were you aware that this was going on, or was this a bit of a surprise?
It was an absolute complete surprise. I have no idea who nominated me, and to whoever it was, I am just eternally grateful. So thank you. It made my day when I saw this.
Oh, bless you. That's lovely. So we are. I'm not gonna share the whole nomination with you because, like I said in the green room, we will be here all day, and it's a bit like War and Peace, and yeah, we could be here forever, and we've got a lot of ladies to get through this lunchtime.
We have indeed.
So the things that were mentioned in your nomination then were that you help develop people's confidence. You are amazing when it comes to kind of the arena of time and resources and business advice, but also you deliver it with kind of energy. You listen, you understand your clients, you care about them, your kind words. And the most loveliest thing for me was the person said that you were a true friend and a lot like a sister.
Oh,
it was just so lovely to see you get that recognition, because you are one of these people that, you know, I've seen you networking and things like that, and you are continuously driving other people's businesses and shouting about what they do. So it's been fantastic to. Oh, don't get emotional. There's right. Somebody put wages on who I can make cry, because a second. So we had tears earlier, and now we've got tears now, which is great. It means I'm doing my job. Hopefully, they're happy tears anyway.
They are very happy tears, and to hear someone say that about me is really, really moving. And
well, you say it about so many other people, and you're always championing everyone, really. So it's really lovely to be able to kind of share that with you. What I am doing is at the end of these sessions, I will drop your graphic that you've got with your lovely face on it. And I'm going to share the actual what the nomination was for. So you'll get to see it properly through all those tears of joy.
Oh, lovely. I can't wait for that. And thank you so much for putting this on, Stacey.
And can I just say, I love how you've got your networking name badges on as well.
Oh, of course. The one you can't see is that one at the bottom.
She's always on brand, this woman. Always. It was brilliant. Right, we're going to bring in our next person now, Rachel. Hopefully you'll be able to stick around and we'll have a bit of a chinwag with you as well. We're going to go to the lovely Sass. Sass the storyteller. Hello, my lovely.
Hello. Lovely to see you both.
Do you know, I said in the green room, didn't I? Oh, my God, this is like the second time this week. And then I realised it was Monday.
I know, but it all rolls into one, doesn't it? It kind of, you're sick of the sight of me now.
It does. Sass was recording the podcast on Friday, so it feels very much like we've lived in this studio that's a couple of days together. But Sass, tell us a bit about you, your background, your business. Where can people find you?
Best place to find me, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm the only Sass Huntwood, thankfully. There's only one of me. I all about storytelling, so capturing people's stories and the stories of their life or their life events. That's what I'm all about. I'm passionate about you telling a story.
Amazing. And I suppose with International Women's Day, there are lots of stories to be told at the moment from people all around the world.
There are amazing stories. I'm hearing, just have to hit social media today. I encourage everybody to go out there and share a little story about an amazing woman in your life, which is amazing. About, the fact you've put this on, Stacey, is fantastic because it's an opportunity, particularly for women, to share their stories. So I'm loving today.
Do you know what's been really interesting is, sharing these graphics and these things with you guys has been brilliant because it's given you a tool to actually go out there and shout about yourselves. And the posts that I've been tagged into, reading, like I say, I network with some of you guys. I've known some of you guys for years, and actually we don't hear all the stuff in the background and we don't know what goes on every single day. And it's been really lovely to hear those stories. Donna, that was on the first live this morning, I'd never met her. I'd never knew anything about her story until she tagged me in a post 2 days ago, and it was phenomenal. I can't see who that is. It just says Facebook user, but it says, what's your link, Sass? So what I would say to everyone on this is drop your links on here afterwards because people want to check you out. So there you go. Sass, your nomination talked about it was very much a business nomination for you. It talked about how amazing your business is for the storytellers, because I know you've got 2 businesses.
I know. I find 24 hours in one day is not enough. I like to fit more things in.
Ask a busy person and all that. So they talked about how amazing your business was, how beautiful it was, but also the fact that it does allow for people's voices and for their stories to go on even after they've left this world, let's say. And actually you got a very big heart emoji on yours, and you were the only person that had a nomination with an emoji, and it was a heart. So I take that as a win, to be quite honest.
I take that as a win, definitely. That's lovely. They're wonderful words, and it's so lovely to get that kind of recognition that that's what we're about, and that's what I'm about. It's about just saving those stories for the future, for our future generations. So thank you.
Oh, honestly, it's been incredible to get to know you. And I love it when I go into a networking meeting and you're there, because I know I'm going to get this little snippet of either a story or a glance of history. Honestly, I've learned loads from you. And that was just from the Cat in the Hat last week for World Book Day.
He knows a lot about that.
Honestly, I loved it. Thank you, Sass, very much. Right. We're going to go next over to, we're going to bring in Tina.
Hello.
Hello, Tina. How are you?
Yes, good, thank you. Good, thank you. Sore arm, had my COVID jab on Friday. So
on Friday?
Yes, arm is a little painful, but other than that, we're all good.
Good. Do you know what? It's been lovely to actually talking of COVID, hearing people kind of having their jabs now and, feeling like the world is opening up again. So it's been...
And you get a sticker like you used to when you went to the... I was very excited about my sticker.
Do you know, I nearly caused an uproar because I posted mine on socials and I had people saying, well, I didn't get one. And
no,
I thought...
I got a sticker, I'm fine.
My 6-year-old told me it was for being brave. So I thought I was winning with that, to be honest. Tina, tell us a bit about yourself, your business, why you think you're here.
I have no idea why I'm here, but I run a company called Modern Homes in Leamington. We're a kitchen, bathroom, bedroom showroom. So the business has been established since 1968 in Leamington. My father started it. So I went to work for him for 6 weeks when I was 18, while I decided what else I wanted to do. And still haven't obviously decided yet. So somewhere along the line, one of these days I'll make my mind up. I'm now in the, I've got my son working with me now. So we're now on 3 generations of a family.
And is he still deciding what he wants to do?
I hope not. No, I hope he's here now. So yes, we do all things kitchen, all things bathroom, all things bedroom, but plus lots of other things as well, which is a really, really nice industry to be in. Having said that, I have had a conversation this morning in that when I first started in this industry, I was one of the only women. We were predominantly a male industry by some margin. And in my last 40 plus years, I have to say, massively improved. Women have now got lots of positions of power within the industry. And when you go to industry networking events, I have been before to ones where I was the only lady there. And then you have to try and talk golf and cars and things. Really now, they're there on merit, not for any other reason. And it's probably now maybe even definitely 50-50, maybe even 60-40, which is actually how it should be, because, you know, our homes are massively important to us, aren't they? So I don't know why it's always been such a male orientated industry, but it's quite nice, you know.
Well, you sound like an absolute brilliant advocate for women in your industry, definitely. And I'm really enjoying finding out more about you and your business. Your nomination was lovely, and I know the lady that nominated you. I've been networking with her for a while, and it was lovely to see people in similar industries like backing you up and cheering you on. They called you. They basically nominated you for the fact that you have continued to run your business throughout lockdown. I'm guessing in that industry, you know, you mentioned show homes. That must be really hard through lockdown.
We've been shut as much as we've been open. The strange situation at the moment is that we're the 50-50 mix. So my showrooms on the Sydenham, which are beautiful, I'm not allowed to have open, and I'm not allowed to have customers in here. But we are still allowed to carry on with the installs because the fitters can't work from home. So I'm here to take in deliveries. I'm here to give things to the installers. I hate the word pivot, but we have managed to pivot a little, and we are doing designs remotely. But it's being in the same place that I've been for 40 years without customers is very it's a very strange feeling. So I can't wait till we can open the doors again safely on hopefully the 12th of April and get my lovely customers back in.
Brilliant. And as you're based in my hometown, I best come and see you.
You best, haven't you?
I had, hadn't I? Yeah, she also called you an inspirational lady. There's been a lot of talk about inspiration today. And, you know, just you talking about your industry and championing women there. I think that is definitely a word I would use for you. So well done, Tina. It's lovely to kind of get to chat to you properly and get to know more about you. Right, let's bring in the next person then. Who have we got? I won't go to Caroline because she's got her fingers in her mouth. I'll go to Jill next. I'm going to wind her up now. She's sticking. Powerful women. This is what you get. Jill, my lovely Jill, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm so honoured to be here.
Mrs. Stratford-upon-Avon herself. That was actually written in your nomination. It was, yeah. Tell us a bit about you, Jill, and what you do. I mean, have we got all day?
I don't know. Well, I think from the business point of view, obviously, first aid instructor for Brookvale First Aid. I've been teaching first aid now since 2014. But obviously the last year, because I teach the official courses, which have to be face-to-face for most of it, haven't been able to do any of that. I've started doing a few now because they've allowed it this lockdown if it's essential work. But because of that, I just had to find other things to do. So at the beginning of the first lockdown, my husband lost his job as well. And as a contractor, we both lost income overnight. It was great. And no support from the government. So I took on a job as a carer, because it was something I could get into straight away, and I just took it because we had to pay the mortgage, put the food on the table, and it was a lovely company that I worked for. I also trained as a youth mentor, volunteer youth mentor with Lifespace Trust, which is an incredible local charity that work with young people, and obviously mental health in young people has just deteriorated over the past year as well, so that's been something. I managed to set it, as you know, I'm a town councillor and a district councillor for the town of Stratford. So
I just started Sass's face. She's like, well, honestly, Sass, you say about busy people.
Yeah. But I managed
town and district.
Town and district. But in the year, I also managed to get a youth council set up because, again, it's giving young people voices, which there isn't there.
Are you running for county this year as well? Or
no, I'm not doing county. That might maybe in 2 years, we'll see. But I haven't got time at the moment. Also became a volunteer vaccinator for St. John. I set up the Stratford Support Network at the beginning of the first lockdowns to support the town of Stratford. So,
basically, if you live in and around Stratford-upon-Avon and you don't know Jill, you are absolutely living under a rock, because we met through, crikey, we've met years and years ago.
Yeah.
You were a big part of my my family women's mummy network long time ago, and we've just she inspires me so much.
But you're the same though. You inspire not just me, but obviously loads of women. What you do is incredible, and you're the one who should be here. We're highlighting you because you bringing everyone together, especially today, is amazing.
Do you know what though? It's always good to have an excuse to get women in the studio having a chinwag. But you are phenomenal. How many vaccines have you given out already in the last?
Lost count, but I got mine on the first day, which was good. So I had that, which was
honestly,
nice.
You're phenomenal. So what your nominee said about you then was that you are Mrs. Stratford-upon-Avon. I think we've all gathered that now. And actually, what I love about you, Jill, is I actually ran for county council at one point, in fact 3 points maybe, and I realised how hard it is. And people don't. People see councils as this entity of like. And even though we ran for different organisations, whatever you want to call it, actually the mutual respect that we have for each other, there was no better person for Stratford-upon-Avon than you. Absolutely, regardless of whatever colour you are. I think I take my hat off to you. So, Mrs. Stratford-upon-Avon, you are always helping someone. I would be worried if you genuinely had nobody to help, to be honest. You are. You're always volunteering in the community, and their words, not mine, local bloody hero.
Thank you. Now you are going to get the tears.
Phenomenal. Right, I'm now going to go to Caroline because she stopped putting her fingers in her mouth. Look at her face. She's going to kill me. Hey, my darling.
Hi, gorgeous.
How are you?
Absolutely tremendous.
You're having a bit of a day off today, aren't you?
Well, kind of. I think I'm running
off.
I'm pardon. I am having one of those battery. When you put your battery on power safe mode, low battery mode.
Yes.
I'm having a low battery mode day. Whatever that means, Stacey.
It means that you still can't trust yourself to take a day off, is what it means.
Is that what it means? Well, I've had a couple of hours off. I've only answered messages, and now I'm sitting in front of my computer in the office.
I reckon there's a theme going on here, ladies. How many of you have had a day off recently? Honestly, what are you all like? Tell us about you, Caroline.
Well, I'm Caroline Andrew Johnston. I am also known as the Network Rebel, and I'm probably known as well as being the For Networking network driver. My life is all around networking. My clients, my individual VIP group of extraordinary people work with me to have the confidence to turn up at any networking event anywhere in the world and be the best they can possibly be. And my role as foreign driver, I get to work alongside people like Pippa and Jen every single day and help the host, help the ambassadors, and work with new members, and I even get to work with Brad.
We should have got Brad on here for International Women's Day, shouldn't we?
He's very in touch with his feminine side.
He is, and do you know what? His team of women, he has got some people working with him, hasn't he?
Mm. Well, honestly, so
yeah, he puts up with me.
I know.
So, Caroline, you talked there about how your business is all around networking. It wasn't always that way, though, was it? You have, and again, we go back to this word pivot, and everyone keeps saying, I hate the word pivot, but there's not really another way to describe it, is it? You've changed your business quite a bit since lockdown.
I was pivoted on the end of my husband's foot. What he did was said, right, you've been doing this, you've been coaching people for free for the last 7 years as regional leader. I studied coaching. I worked with all my members and team members so they became the best they could possibly be. And then when the printing industry in the first lockdown just took a nosedive, my husband said, right, it's your turn, do it now. Do what you were born to do. Overcame the, imposter syndrome. And it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's amazing.
It's really interesting hearing you talk about imposter syndrome, because I've had, like, whether you've seen my posts over the last couple of days or not, there are women that should be on this call right now that have point blank refused because their imposter syndrome is kicking in. And, you know, Caroline, for anyone that knows Caroline will know she's bubbly, she's fun, she's loud, pretty much like my twin, really. But, you know, we all suffer at some point with imposter syndrome, and that is a huge topic today of all days. And the reason I called this Women to Watch was so that anyone could enter. So, of course, even you. But, you know, imposter syndrome is massive. It is massive. And I would say everyone at some point suffers with it.
Oh, absolutely. Not anymore. Not anymore. I know what I'm doing is helping a lot of people, and it's, you know, I'm never going to be a millionaire, but I'm going to wake up happy every single day.
And that's so much more important. So your nomination then, Caroline, it was beautiful, actually. It said Caroline is one of life's radiators. She sees the best in people. She understands their uniqueness, and you are people's biggest champions. You've got people. I've got gooses just reading it. You when you work with someone, when you befriend them, you've got their back no matter what. Nothing is too much trouble for you. You encourage, you inspire, and you motivate. But you also give people the confidence and belief that they can do that too.
That's beautiful. That is really, really lovely. Thank you. That is, yes, I've got a bit warm.
You're allowed to be warm. Does that mean you got?
I'm a radiator. I feel like that's really, really. What a beautiful thing to say about someone.
It is. It's lovely. Right, we're going to go on to our next person now. We've got Helen. Hello, my lovely.
Hello.
Speaking of Mrs. Stratford-upon-Avon, you're not far. Are you Stratford based?
In between Stratford and Leamington. Yeah.
She's in the posh bit, is what she means. Yeah. Helen, tell us about you and what you're up to at the minute.
Well, thank you for having me. I am a women's coach, and I work with women as a coach, but with a little bit of a difference. So we work on really finding purpose and working on the spiritual side, but the real physical side as well. So the first thing I always say is that women can't change the world if they're knackered. So we work on building up their energy, looking after all of that. And then we can start looking at what's the next stage of their life, what's the next thing that they want to do. And sometimes they don't know yet. Sometimes they have to dig down and find that out. So we do that digging. And I come from a very kind of holistic spiritual background. So we look at all aspects of life. And when I talk about energy, I don't just mean energy from food, but energy from the universe and all of that. So knowing that the universe has your back, what would you do with the next phase of your life? I suppose is the question that I ask.
Amazing. And you were the first person to really talk about sleep to me. And when you're a sleep deprived mother, that's a real key topic, Helen.
Yeah, I'm really passionate about sleep. It's a foundation stone for all of our energy, and it's when we heal, it's when we emotionally kind of deal with stuff and process stuff. But I think it's also a time when we can quite literally dream our future. So we have that otherworldly connection then when we're in a very different state of consciousness. So yeah.
Oh, do you know, I could listen to her voice all day. You just have that calming effect on people.
Thank you.
Oh, you do. I haven't seen you for ages, and we used to network all the time together. So, yeah, it's great to have you here and see your face. Helen, some of the words that described you in your nomination were inspirational, again, supportive, and the main reason they nominated you is because you are their champion for all women. And I think when you are, you know, you walk the talk, you talk the talk, you walk the walk. I can't get my words out. Somebody give me a new set of teeth today, honestly. But you are, you know, everything you do, you talk about. I've seen you in a room. You know, someone's got a question, you're just there. It's fantastic what you do.
Thank you.
It's brilliant. It's great to have you here today. And now we've got 2 more to go. We are going to have a full studio. Let's go to Holly. Hello.
Hello.
I'm going to hear this word pivot again in a minute, but it's okay. Holly, my dear, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, really well today.
You know, this lockdown's a nightmare, isn't it? You realise just how many people that you haven't seen for so long when you do something like this.
I probably had really short hair when I saw you last.
You did. I actually didn't recognise you. Mind you, last time I saw you, I think I had red hair. So
yeah.
You know, we're possibly, we'll recognise each other. Tell us a bit about yourself, Holly, and what you do, or what you've been up to.
So I support women in business who have a vision for where they want to get to, but a bit stuck on the steps to get there. So I help them with strategy, brainstorming all the ideas for the business, and then I work up a roadmap or steps to get there. And then we have accountability calls to keep people focused and cheering them on and recognising their success. And then also I offer them VA support as well. So those things that they often get stuck with, like, I haven't got time to do that, or I don't know how to do a lead magnet, or any of that sort of stuff. Then I have a team of VAs who and myself who can help take that action and give them the momentum to kind of reach their goals over a 12-week period of time. So, but that's kind of all been developed since COVID, because those who might know me know I started as a VA, then here comes the pivot. I pivoted to the event, the event side of things, which obviously with lockdown, everything got cancelled. And so I reevaluated kind of where my strengths were, what I loved doing. And that's where I came up with this program, which has been tried and tested. And I really love seeing the success that those women in business are achieving and helping them get their goals.
Do you know what? I think you are probably one of the first women in the area that I was networking with, you know, way back when I was running a networking company. And it was, you know, you were one. I would just remember you walking in and sitting down and having a coffee with me and some of the other ladies there. And it's just been phenomenal to watch you grow. Because like you say, when I first met you, you were very much starting out as a VA. And then you kind of niched into this event space, and it was like, wow, that's brilliant. Let's create some amazing events. And then like COVID, and it was like, oh, no one's going to have events. That was a great niche to go into.
Yeah.
Let's.
However, they knew what I had been doing. I was like, forget all of that. Forget that. I told you I don't do that anymore. I do that now. and you're about to start your own sort of, or you are starting your own kind of network of experts, pretty similar to like our network of experts. You're going to have a little bit like that. Yeah, so there's 2 ways that you can work with me now. So it's either one-to-one with strategy and accountability and all that sort of exciting stuff, or through my business hub, which is utilising all those brilliant contacts that I've collated over the years and built relationships with. And again, tried and tested. That's the main thing. Because people often come to me and say, "Oh, do you know somebody who does SEO? Do you know somebody who does this? Do you know somebody who does that?" So within my hub, there's going to be key people who I will work with and refer and things like that. So I can be a one-stop shop. So whatever you need, come to me.
Honestly, it's fantastic. So the person that nominated you then said you were the first person to reach out to her when she started a business. That might be a big hint there. It depends how many people you've reached out to. Probably loads.
Quite a lot.
I would imagine that may have just given it away. She's never forgotten that. You offer so much support, and the fact that you have diversified. That's a better word than pivot, isn't it?
Diversified.
Let's go with that. Your business, not once, but probably 2 or 3 times. And she said your strength in the ability to change and take risks is phenomenal.
Oh, that's lovely.
So, Pat on the back for you, my lovely.
But everybody here has had some brilliant nominations. I mean, Caroline, for one, that I just heard, that was so nice to think people have written that about you and think that about you. So that's amazing. So well done, everybody.
Honestly, I couldn't ask for a lovelier panel of people to be here, apart from the ones that I've got later on today, earlier on, because otherwise, there's no favouritism here. Let's bring in Naomi. So this is our last lady on the panel today. Hello, my lovely.
Hello. Thank you so much, Stacey. I just want to say everyone is such a great bunch of women on here, and I'm just humbled to be on here with all of you. It's been great in backstage to listen to everybody.
Oh, and you are proper championing women today. I've seen your posts. You even told us earlier in one of our chats, I'll get off my soapbox now, and everyone was like, no, keep going. So it's been brilliant to watch over the last couple of days, actually, just seeing your posts and stuff. But for those that don't know you, I can't imagine there's many, but those that don't, give us an insight into Naomi. Who are you and what do you do?
So I'm CEO of a community interest company all about mental health based in Lincoln. And we provide mental health for little people, 4 years old, all the way up to 80 plus. And we're a training academy. So we train people to become really good therapists as well.
Amazing. You are, and I know how busy you are, because even just trying to get you to an event like this, your PA is like,
Yeah, it's a little bit busy at the moment. Yep.
How have you found lockdown? Because you are, like you say, you're working in the mental health space. You've got people kind of really needing that support right now. So are you even busier than you were before, or?
Yeah, we are the busiest that we've ever been. So my company's been going for 4 years, and this is the busiest kind of peak that we've had. Taken on over 8 employed staff in the last 12 months to meet the demand. And initially we moved over to online. So we do offer telephone and online, but the demand is for face-to-face. People really need that face-to-face contact. So I kind of fought long and hard to get therapists to be recognised as frontline essential workers, which we finally are now in our area. So we are open and providing face-to-face therapy and have been since June last year.
You mentioned there about fighting for things. You're pretty good at fighting and campaigning for stuff, aren't you? There's been, I think we had a conversation once about your kind of background and where you started. What is it at the moment that you're really kind of campaigning and championing?
So I think always in the back of my mind and at the front of my mind, domestic abuse. That's what I always fight for. Worked in that sector for over 15 years, and lockdown specifically has impacted lots of people, but domestic abuse has just skyrocketed, and that's another reason why I thought to stay open was to providing that support. So International Women's Day is all about celebrating women, but it's also about recognising the lives that are lost to domestic abuse still. So that's what my posts have been about the last few days, is that we've got a long way to go until we actually break a dent in that, and it's predominantly still women that suffer from that.
Absolutely. And there've been some, like I say, the nominations across just this network. So I hate to think, other networks as well. And like I touched on it earlier, I've got people that point blank will not come on this because they don't believe they are worthy to be in this group of people. It's crazy. But actually a lot of that, and not just one person, but there was multiple. And a lot of that stems from those voices that they've had in their heads. They've gaslighted, things like that. People that have not valued their worth, and actually those are like the untrained heroes that don't realise how strong they are. I mean, you must see people like this on a day-to-day basis, Naomi.
Do you know what? It comes from inequality, and I'm going to bang that drum today. We're in the 21st century, and 18% we're still on a gender pay gap. So it's been fed into us over many years that we are the lower species and that our gender isn't important. And you know what? It damn is. And the women here and on all the other sectors and platforms are making such big waves in business, in social care, being mums, fighting for lots of things that we've had to fight for many years. So sadly, we do need an International Women's Day still today, because still women you've spoken to feel they're not worthy, and we are. Everyone here is worthy to be here, and all the people that aren't here are worthy as well.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head there. I actually said earlier that I've had two guys question it. When when's International Men's Day? Well, it's in November, if you didn't know. But also, you know, my husband put something up earlier. Really, is there not a day where women can just celebrate? But most of the men.
Do you know what as well? International Men's Day is every day. You know, you know that example that I gave about the pay gap. It's a man's world still. 21st century, and we're still fighting to be heard. We're still fighting to be represented on the board. How many females are CEOs in companies? It's such a small percentage. So I've got lots of arguments to that.
And I'm sure we're going to hear them as the day goes on, Naomi. What's been really lovely, actually, is for all those men out there that are championing women, and I've seen those posts as well. So they deserve a shout out as well, because you know, everyone should be leading everyone. And I'd love nothing more than to not have to have an International Women's Day. But like you say, until there is the equality, and until not just in the UK, but across the world, there is people that, you know, need it. So we keep going. What an incredible panel of women. Now, some of you will know each other, some of you won't. So, you know, use this opportunity to kind of get to know each other. As I said, I mean, I can see some of the comments here. Some of them are coming up as Facebook users, but do go on and check out what people are saying about you guys, because it is so lovely. You've got people all the way through. I'm going to go and find some now. I've just caught up on the last one on replay. It was fab. What amazing women. Simon Clements, hello again. You've got him to thank for all the incredible graphics that he's done. He has worked like a trooper this week and weekend, actually. Rachel and Sass on the same call. Look at that. Fabulous ladies. I'm loving, actually. You can tell who the pros are here. Rachel and Caroline. They've even been managing to drop their links while we've been chatting. How cool is that? The amazing Caroline Andrew Johnston, looking fabulous. I don't know who said that. I can't see it. Happy Women's Day. Lots of familiar faces here. That was Michael Nagels. Humbling to be here. A fabulous group of women. Sass, you are a superstar. Caroline's dropping her links. Rachel Chiverton's having a conversation. Honestly, what a bunch you all are. How are you spending the rest of the day? Have you got any other celebrations to go to? Anything else you want to kind of have as a comment? Or
I'm going to go and make spaghetti bolognese.
You're going to make spaghetti bolognese?
Spaghetti bolognese, that's what I'm going to do.
Is that with a glass of fizz? Or
sorry?
Is that with a glass of fizz?
No, I'm not drinking on Monday. No, I've got a very, very busy day tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna because I'm on low battery life, so low battery mode, I'm allowed to cook in the middle of the afternoon.
And I'm meeting up with a friend for a walk around our local park in the glorious sunshine. And just reveling in the fact that we have fresh air and freedom to go for a walk.
I'm going to feed my alpacas and collect my chicken eggs.
Excellent.
What's that in there? What?
Yeah, I've got 7 alpacas and 6 chickens. So I will need to go and sort the alpacas out and clean the poo up. And then the chickens
it sounded really glam until you said
until
that.
then. Chickens are in lockdown as well at the moment because there's avian flu, so they're not allowed out. So they're not happy chickens at the moment. So I will need to go and make sure they're okay later. So yes, when one job finishes, another one starts.
Please do drop some photos. We want to see the alpacas, don't we?
Oh, they're beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. And I was going to say, I've got rainbows and guides tonight. That's something else to do. So obviously we're going to be celebrating International Women's Day because it's you know, we've got a group of young girls, two different age groups, but we still, you know, as we were saying earlier, Naomi was saying, you know, that we're still having to fight to get our position in life. So no, it's good that there's things like that. I've got to say as well, my daughter, who is 14, who is my hero when it comes to females, because she's incredible on the stuff she found. She said she came down this morning and she went, "Did you know that the most time that International Men's Day is searched for is on International Women's Day?" And then she was so angry at that because she goes, obviously it's the one day that's dedicated to women, so men have to go. And it's not against men, obviously. There's just some you know, as we said, every other day.
Do you know what? That's a really interesting stat, and I wonder how much of it is men and how much of it is women having to counteract
Counterbalance.
men's argument.
Yeah, that's true.
Really interesting. Good on your daughter for knowing about International Women's Day and for giving you some stats to back it up. Phenomenal. I think there's a few people on this call that have got leaders in the making, let's say. Definitely. Right, we are on 40 minutes. I could chat to you all day. Has anybody got any final words they want to add before I close off the studio?
The most important woman in my life is my mum. She doesn't watch social media. So if anyone's actually reading or watching this and knows my mum, Jennifer Schofield, she is the most amazing woman that was ever created. And Stacey, thank you for doing this.
Oh, no, thank you for being part of it. Caroline, go and show her. Go and show her your video. She'd be proud.
I'm going to go and show the video. When I sent her the photograph, she sat and cried. And I was like, Mum, there are a lot of us, but there's only one me.
Oh, bless you. Rachel, you've got your hand up. I love how polite you are with your hand up.
It's just automatic, Stacey. No, I just want to say to those ladies out there who got the recognition because they were nominated but don't have the confidence to come on the video, read the nomination, accept it and celebrate it as a small win. One thing we all need to do is celebrate small wins, and for me this was a massive win, but even just hearing the kind words someone says about you is a small win. So please read them, let them sink in.
So what I'm going to do now is once we end this live, I will go and I will put your graphics into the comments with those nominations in full so that you can all see it, you can all share them. And those that aren't able to make it on a live today, I'll be putting them on to different posts as well. So everyone will get the recognition they deserve, whether or not they feel confident enough to come on camera. You know, it might just be me banging that drum in their inbox, but whatever way we're going to do it, we're going to do it. So it was lovely to have you all in the studio today. I'm going to end it now. Thank you all so much. Honestly, you're making my Monday just the most amazing Monday ever. Everybody,
Thanks.
bye.
Thanks, Stacey.